Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of entitled Parents. In today's episode, racist entitled mom had a really painful experience. Entitled dad forces me to play a sport I don't want to. Mother tries to steal my new game. I am so angry at my mother now. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Racist entitled mom had a really painful experience. Not my story but my friend's story. So my friend works at a coffee shop in the middle of a city, so it's always packed. Naturally there's going to be a few entitled people who wants a refund because their coffee is too hot or the coffee is sweet, etc., etc. So on this particular day, one of the chairs on the table outside the shop was looking like it was going to break, and my friend, who we will call Joel, was supposed to replace it, but before that an entitled woman came in with two children running around and screaming. This was your average entitled mom, snooty, fake jewelry, fake tan and soccer mom haircut. The moment she went in, she snapped her fingers at my friend and said, "Come here, Ching Chong." Now Joel is Chinese. Not even 2 seconds in the store she has already caused a disturbance and made racist remarks to the only Chinese person in the shop. Then Joel was forced to serve her. She made her order, then told one of her kids, "People like him work for us so we can get better jobs," not knowing that every other barista in that store is her same race. The other barista took on Joel so he didn't have to deal with more racist remarks, and the moment her blind but saw a barista with the same race as her, she freaked out. We didn't know what she was saying, but it was something along the lines of "let his kind do the work." After that whole tirade, they finished making her coffee. She took it looking all smug like she won. Then she went outside to sit on the broken chair. The moment her but touched the chair, the legs broke off, and she went flying back holding a cup of hot dark coffee. Then when she hit the ground, the coffee went splash on her neck, burning her neck and some parts of her face and chest. Her scream is what Joel defined it as: a skinwalker accidentally drank 50 gallons of fuel in one sitting. She then ran back in the shop and went in the toilet and was in there for a long while. The shop called an ambulance and she was hoisted away with her children and possibly 3-degree burns. Entitled dad forces me to play a sport I don't want to. Okay, so I 12 am, at the time, am a football player, which I do not want to be, but my dad says I am and will be. It all started when I was 12, my parents wanted me to try sports, football to be exactly. I was excited to try as I loved watching the games on TV, and always wanted to play myself. So when it was time for my first game, I was pumped up, couldn't wait to play, and I had practiced so much. I didn't think at the time it would hurt. For the most part one was fine, didn't get hurt, feel anything bad until near the end of the game when I went to catch the ball, when I was tackled pretty hard and hurt my shoulder. That one hurt especially since I was 12 at the time. It turned out I had broke shoulder and couldn't play for the rest of the year. This is where the problems start coming. After that incident I was scared to play again in case I got hurt again. But my dad insisted, stating I have a natural talent for football and will make it to the NFL. This motivated me at the time, so I did play another season, but my shoulder still did hurt and I wanted to stop playing after that season. But still my dad insisted. Now here I am 15, being forced to play football, now entering high school, and he wants me on the team. I have tried to tell him multiple times, but he won't budge. Mother tries to steal my new game. So for context, I'm from Switzerland, so the gaming industry is not really the best. I went to GameStop to go get myself 2K22. I wanted it as a disc because I have an Xbox at my dad and my mom's house, and I can play it on any of those consoles if I have it in disc. GameStop in Switzerland only has about 5 of every new game for Xbox, since PS4 is the most popular, and they really don't care about Xbox much. So I saw 2K22, and it was the very last one. I grabbed it, and went to the counter with my mom's credit card that she gave me to go get the game as a birthday present. That's when EM comes in with her 11 to 12-year-old kid. The kid looks at the shelf and doesn't see 2K for Xbox and sees it in my hands. He then comes to me with EM after saying me waiting for the cashier to arrive. The mom asks me if I can give her the game because she would give me an extra 20 Swiss francs, $25. I kindly declined and told her she could buy a Xbox gift card and buy it online. Then the cashier scanned it, and I pulled out the card. Then the EM who was still behind me started touching her back pocket, screaming, saying I had stole her credit card. A security guard came in and started asking me questions, and called my mother. My mother had to come all the way to the store to say and prove it was her credit card, and the EM got arrested. Karma's *TCH. I am so angry at my mother now. I just overheard my mother on the phone telling one of her friends how lazy and how weak the older kids are these days, because in her time the eldest child took care of the younger sibling while the parents worked to provide for all the children. I am the child, except I am not a child anymore. I am 24 years old. My siblings are 8 and 7. I work full-time and study part-time. I want to be a nurse. I have not moved out because I help my single mother with her children. They are my half-siblings, and the dad walked out on her before the second was even born, and no, he does not pay support. I help pay their schooling and their sports. I pay bills in the house and clean after myself and help spring clean the house every weekend between studies. I do not help her with discipline of the kids because they are not my responsibility. I did not have kids at almost 40 with a married man. They are fully her responsibility. I am far from lazy or weak. I work 40 hours a week, study 20 hours a week, give or take a few hours. I still attend my dance studio once a week with a full-time fitness routine, and I volunteer at the hospital every second weekend. So what if I do not do anything but help financially with my two half-sibling? I still care for them. I pay everything they want and need when she cannot. I take care of them on weekends and take them out when she needs a break. She has never once offered to take them out if I am in a class and need the house to be quiet. Not once has she ever given me a break. I have always needed to be the perfect daughter. They are not my children, they are her children. I am so upset with her now. Calling me lazy and weak just because I did not step up as their mom when she birthed them. I have my own life and own goals. I don't need to live at home. I can move anytime I want. I stay to help her cope with everything. Does she really think I do not want to leave? How many times have I wished I could meet my friends for a getaway weekends, but I pass because she will not make it if I am not home for 3 days. She can't even cope one day without me. She begged me to move back the first time I moved out of the house, pleaded with me to stay at home and help her, and this is how she thanks me, by calling me lazy and weak to her friends? I am so pissed at her now. If you only have more than one kid so you can have a spare parent for them when you do not feel like it, don't have children at all. It is your kid, your responsibility, not the oldest sibling's responsibility.